Okay, so do you want me just to tell you what I wrote in my statement? Okay, I wrote that. I'm sorry. I've never had to talk about it, except with the lawyer. Um, um, when did I know? I I don't think there was an exact moment. I suppose that I knew I really liked other girls, women. And I was small. Not that I understood it. My mother, she caught me kissing my best friend. It was only the one time. We could have only been 8 or 9, maybe. God, she was so angry. I told her that we were practicing for boys, but she knew. She told me that I was never to see her again. And I could never talk about it. So I knew I done something wrong, but I just didn't understand what. I mean, how could I, at that age, how could I understand any of it? How did it feel? What? Growing up there knowing. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I think that I tried to ignore it. I just figured that one day that I would start to like men, like I was supposed to. No, not that how I was supposed to. I don't think I'm saying it right. I've never had to explain. But as I got older, I realized that wasn't going to happen. I mean, I tried to like men. I tried to watch TV and I tried to like the boys that my sister liked. But I just didn't. And I knew that I could never tell anyone. Sorry. How did it feel? How do you think it felt? How would you feel? I was scared, obviously. I was scared all the time. I would be scared that somebody would find out what would happen, what they would do. I was lonely. Having to keep it all. Not having anyone. We met in high school. We weren't like a thing at first. We were just friends. But then it was so hard though. We both lived at home with our families and my mother, she was always suspicious. She hardly ever left us alone. Sometimes we were alone, just her and me. And it was so nice. But then she got married and moved away, and that was it. I never saw her again. But we did message sometimes, the ones I submitted with my application. I know they don't sound like much, but we couldn't risk her getting caught by her husband, obviously. And I know it might seem like we were just friends, but it's the same with the photos. I know we're not hugging or kissing or anything, but I know how it looks. But how could I? How could I risk getting caught? So how could I have the photos and the messages? I don't know what you expect. You don't understand. They didn't tell me. I just got home and he was there. It's my house, my future husband. I didn't have a choice. It was arranged. I tried to leave, but there was no time. I couldn't. But I'm still... I know that my mother knew. She told me that how lucky I was to have a man from a good family. How proud I was making my father. But I promise, I absolutely did not want to marry him. I hated it. I mean, not him. Not then. He wasn't horrible then. Not at the start. Not at first. But on the wedding night, I cried and cried and I couldn't stop. He thought I was just nervous because I hadn't. But after a few weeks, I wasn't allowed to cry anymore. I know what you're thinking, that maybe I just didn't like it with him. Maybe I wasn't attracted to my husband, but I swear to you that I have never been attracted to any man. Just because I was married to a man does not mean that I'm not gay, and you can't judge me on that, and you can't make me go back to him. Not after. You can't. It's like I already said, I wrote it in my statement. I don't know why I keep having to explain this. I tried to get away. I tried so many times. I went to my sister more than once and I thought maybe she'd understand. We were so close, but her husband caught me. And I said I needed to leave because of how he was. But my father, he said it was my duty to stay with him. I'm sure you think that I can just go back, right? Pretend and move away, start again. I know what people say, but I don't look gay, that I could hide it. But I'm done. I'm done pretending. I'm done with being scared. You know, the thing that you don't get, it wasn't like my dream to come here. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. It's not how I wanted it, to leave my home, my sister, my mother. But now, I can't go back. I don't really know. I've never really thought about it. My identity. Oh. Do you like to know about my Pride March? I went to my first one here. I submitted the photos, the ones with the face paints, obviously. It was honestly really weird. It was so strange to be around people like that. Not like that, I mean, people like me like that, I mean. To tell you the truth, my lawyer suggested it. She said it would look good on my application to make the effort. Go to Pride to show them you're gay. But it was so fun. Everyone was so nice and happy. It was so strange for me because I've avoided it my whole life, being like that in public. I wouldn't say I was a shy person, but I mean, that was really a lot. But then, back home, I couldn't even hold hands with a girl. And here you have marches. Not that I think it's perfect. I saw on the news the attack with the two girls on the buses, so I know that I'd have to be careful. I had a date last week with the girl from work. We were just chatting and stacking shelves and talking about this actually. And she's the first person I told. Well, the first person I told since I've been here about who I like. I'm I'm sorry. I think I went off. What was the question? How do I identify? Well, I keep telling you, I like women. I don't really know how else I can prove it.